Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Convos and
Coffee.
We're so glad to be with you again this morning on this Monday morning. And over the next several weeks, we are going to go down a road looking and talking about the Holy Spirit and how important the Holy Spirit is in our lives. And this is probably one of the key points to living a powerful Christian life. And we're actually going on a journey with the messages on Sunday about what happened in between Easter and Pentecost.
Yeah, I've been following this series with us. I invite you to join us. Hope you enjoyed our service yesterday. So we're tracking what happens in between Easter and Pentecost, leading up to that awesome moment where the Holy Spirit came upon the church. But it doesn't stop there. We're going to keep going past that into what it means to walk in the Spirit, follow the leading of the Spirit. It's going to be I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be awesome.
Too.
Yeah.
And learning to live controlled and with the Holy Spirit is actually one of the most empowering parts of the Christian life. And you can live your life as a believer, not even realizing what the Holy Spirit means, who he is, and what he can do in your life. And Jesus sent the Holy Spirit for a reason.
Yeah, so let me read to you from Acts chapter 1, verse 4, and also verses 7 and 8 that give us some guidance here. Once when he was eating with them, he commanded them, "Don't leave Jerusalem until the Father sends you the gift he promised, as I told you before." He replied, "The Father alone has the authority to set those dates and times, and they're not for you to know." But then verse 8, "But you will receive power when the Holy Spirit comes upon you, and you'll be my witnesses, telling people about me everywhere in Jerusalem and throughout Judea, in Samaria, and to the ends of the earth."
And even though the disciples had been walking with Jesus for 3 years up until this point, they didn't have everything they needed to be able to carry out the job that Jesus was asking them to do. So Jesus said, "I'm going to send you the Holy Spirit, and you're going to be my witnesses." And I know in our lives, being baptized in the Holy Spirit, which is different from being filled with the Holy Spirit. You're filled when you accept Jesus into your heart, so the Holy Spirit lives in you. But then it's like Jesus said, and wait, there's something more.
There's more.
And it was the baptism of the Holy Spirit. We were baptized in our teens.
Yes.
And we both became pretty bold in our faith. I remember back in the day, you could get t-shirts made. You still can now. But we had on the back of our t-shirt that said, "We belong to Jesus." And
we left tracks everywhere.
We did,
everywhere
at school, when we were in high school. So when we were baptized in the Holy Spirit, that boldness that Jesus promised really did come into our lives.
And that's what I find so fascinating about this. So the disciples walk with Jesus personally for 3+ years, but basically Jesus is saying that's not enough. It's not enough that you just walked with me. You need something more. You need some more tools in the toolbox to be able to carry out the vision and the mission of the church.
I remember as a teenager when I was filled with the Holy Spirit, how I knew in that moment that he was real. It was a very defining moment for me in my Christian life, and that's why it's so very important. Children, I was a camp counselor the year after I was baptized in the Spirit. I prayed for little tiny kids to be baptized in the Holy Spirit. Within minutes, they were speaking in tongues. So it's a pretty great marker in the Christian life. Something else that Jesus said to his disciples, which is pretty incredible, he said that we on earth were going to do greater works than he did. Now, obviously, we can't accomplish that with our own strength. I can't do anything. I like to pretend that I have powers. If I whisper to Alexa, turn on the dining room light, and I don't want Peter to hear, so I go, like my hands are making it happen.
Yeah.
I like to pretend, but I actually have no powers. But I do have power with the Holy Spirit. And this is what Jesus said.
In John chapter 14, verses 12 to 14, "I tell you the truth, anyone who believes in me will do the same works I have done, imagine, and even greater works, because I'm going to be with the Father. You can ask for anything in my name, and I will do it, so the Son can bring glory to the Father. Yes, ask me for anything in my name, and I will do it." And that phrase, "Whoever believes in me will do the same works I've done, and even greater works." Greater works. Like what Jesus did.
It's hard to imagine. Like Jesus rose people from the dead. Jesus healed people. Jesus did all kinds of miraculous things, turned water into wine. Just, it's incredible. And he's saying with the power of the Holy Spirit, you can do these things and even more. And it's our responsibility as believers to embrace that and know we need the Holy Spirit. If we want to see Jesus glorified on earth, we can't do that in our flesh.
Yeah, so let's keep longing for the Spirit. Let's keep seeking the Spirit. Let's prepare our hearts always what the Spirit wants to do in us.
And when they receive the Holy Spirit, they change the course of history.
Everything.
And we are living in a time where things are changing quite a bit. Imagine the Spirit-filled church embracing the Holy Spirit in His fullness, and then from this point on, history has changed because of it. That's awesome.
Not because of a pandemic.
No.
But because of a move of God.
Yeah. And
That's what we want.
That's what we're believing
Yeah.
for.
Yeah.
So mull over that today. We're praying that you have a greater understanding who the Holy Spirit is, what He wants to do in your life. You don't have to be a pastor. You don't have to be a missionary. He says that that means you can say your name, you
Put it in.
have the power of the Holy Spirit to do greater things than Jesus. Pretty incredible.
Love you guys.
Yeah.
Miss you.
Can't wait to see
Can't wait to see you again. Bless you. Bye.